Alright, so this one, tech was out here, so there's a low voltage short and a bad defrost board. Bypass it. Now it is stuck, constantly on, so we're here to figure that out. Okay, so he says when he turns the unit off, like when it satisfies, indoor shuts off when the outdoor. And right now we have it satisfied. Ooh, look at that. When I go to a call and we see this, I always recommend to replace it. It's pretty bad condition. Alright, let's see what we got going on. So he's got reversing valve. He's got the board bypassed. What in the world did he do? That's not how you bypass the board. I guess this is ground. This is heat. Red's not going anywhere. I guess blue or yellow has been used for a reversing valve. So what he's doing, while sending power to the reversing valve in cool mode when it satisfies, it's constantly sending power to this contactor. So you can't connect, you can put the reversing valve terminals to the contactor, so that kicks on when this kicks on, but you can't do the reversing valve. To the here, so because the reversing valve, if it's in cool mode, it stays getting voltage. It doesn't stop getting voltage unless it goes heat mode or completely turned off. So what I'm trying to do is get this contactor disconnected. See, that's bad too for it. So we're going to get this disconnected. Then we're going to check each one of these, which one, yellow, if yellow is wired right, and that's the Y call for compressor, then that's the wire where you're going to hook up. The blue should not be going to anything if I'm right and I'm accurate. Yeah, he did a lot more than he needed to bypassing this board. Okay, so we're gonna go common, and sometimes you can just go to ground somewhere, hit a screw or something, and we'll see what we got. We got 0 volts on yellow. Okay, let's see if I can find a different ground. 13 volts and 0 volts. All right, let me try the actual common ground here. If I can see it. All right. 28 volts blue for the reversing valve. Okay, and nothing on the yellow. So he's going to constantly be getting voltage on that reversing valve. So right now I just bumped the temperature up to satisfy it, so I know when it's not working. Now we're going to, I'm going to put a wire nut on, if I got one. Hopefully I got one in here. Yep, there's one. We're going to put a wire nut on here so I don't have to worry about it. We're going to go kick the unit back on and see if it's working now. Alright, sounds like we're running. Kick it back off. Yep, I just got to put it back together, but that looks like you got it going, so should be good to go.
Thanks, bud. And you.
All right, so I'm waiting for that thermostat to kick it back on. Let's see if it's making a call. It worked when I first did it up there, and I just kicked it back down to 72. I don't know why it's not making a call. Not here now. We're gonna check on that. Yeah, it's just not making a call. So I'll run back in there, kick it on, make sure it kicks back on. I tested it like 2 or 3 times up there, kicked it off, kicked it on, kicked it off, kicked it on. So I bet I just didn't kick it back down to temperature. We'll find out here in a second when it kicks on and scares the crap out of me. That right there's also dangerous with a high power going through there. The owner told me he got a quote from us yesterday to replace this system. So he's probably getting a new system, so I probably won't even charge him for this visit. And I don't have to mention the line dryer if he's getting a new system. I'll be taken care of. Okay. Let's go make sure it kicks back on. Oh, it just did as soon as I walked away. It was on time delay. Make sure it's the right one. Yep. Good to go. So, if you are bypassing the defrost board temporarily to get them cooling in the summer months, reversing valve's got to have power. So you either wire nut it to the reversing valve wire to call for reversing valve, or you wire it straight to the contactor. Don't wire. I think the other one kicked back on. You go double check, it was loud. But don't wire the reversing valve to call from the thermostat inside to your contactor wire, because it'll constantly get voltage. Outdoor will constantly run and it'll freeze up. Good to go. Alright, so this one's done. I got them up and running. I hope this helps you guys out if you're looking to bypass that defrost board. Like I said, you want to call the Y wire is the call to the contactor going outside from inside. That's the only one you want to jump to the contactor. And then you plug your reversing valve terminals to the contactor. Oh, I got it. Homeowner brought me some water. That was nice of them. But yeah, so out the Y wire, the reversing wire go to O, going to the outside, which they had on the blue for some reason on this one, probably a bad wire or something. You don't wire nut that, because even when the thermostat stops the call for the contactor, that one in cool mode constantly gets voltage to the reversing valve to stay over. So you can either wire the reversing valve wire to the reversing valve wire, or just put a wire nut on it and put the reversing valve wires on the contactor so you're not splicing anything. But it's always easy to put spade ends back on it. So whichever you prefer, just don't wire the reversing valve or the constant power or anything to that contactor wire. But that's it. If that helps anybody out, make sure you hit that thumbs up. Comment down below how I did, and I appreciate all y'all for watching. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys.